Hello students, we have started the chapter Organic Chemistry, some basic principles and techniques. In the previous class, we have started with chapter and studied some introduction part and how pi bond is formed, how sigma bond is formed, why sigma bond is more stronger than pi bond, and how to count the number of pi bond and sigma bonds in the structure, and based on that how to decide the hybridization of the particular carbon atom. These many points we have discussed. Okay, and in today's class let us study about the structural representation of organic compounds. Okay, structural representation of organic compounds. Organic compounds like methane, ethane, hydrocarbons. Okay, these in generally organic compounds can be represented by using three structural formulas. One is complete structural formula, second one is condensed structural formula, and the third one is bond line structural formula. Okay, so first one, let us study the first one, that is complete structural formula. Complete structural formula means here any of the organic compound, we want to write any of the formula of the or structure of any of the organic compound by using the complete structural formula. Here we are showing each and every bond. Okay, each and every bond between the carbon and hydrogen or with the carbon and any other atom also. Okay, here single dash represent single bond. We are aware of it, isn't it? Single bond. If there are the double dash between the two atoms called as double bond, it represents the double bond, and triple bond between the two atoms represent what? Triple bond. See, for this carbon-carbon single bond, carbon-carbon double bond, carbon-carbon triple bond, we say no, like that. Okay, remember in case of complete structural formula, the lone pair of electrons on the heteroatoms may or may not be represented. Okay, lone pair of electrons are the electrons which will not involve in the bond formation. Okay, for example, oxygen has a two lone pair of electrons, CH3OH. On the oxygen, two lone pair of electrons are there, but we may or may not represent those lone pair of electrons in case of complete structural formula. Remember. Okay? Yes, you write this and write this. Okay, after that, write the complete structural formula of, first one I take CH3OH. Okay, second one CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Okay, third one CH3, CH, CH3 twice, CH. Okay, concentrate here. If like this is given, how to write this complete structural formula? See, carbon atom is there. How many carbon atoms? One carbon atom. To one carbon atom, how many hydrogens are attached? 3 hydrogens are attached. Okay, and this O is attached to which hydrogen is attached. Okay, see here if I show the pair of dots, it represents a lone pair of electrons. Okay, here. Two lone pair of electrons are there on the oxygen atom, and it is while writing the complete structural formula, it is optional. It is left to us whether we represent this lone pair of electrons or not. But the thing is, we have to show the each and every bonds between the atoms. Means by looking at this, we should able to write. We should able to imagine the structure of carbon. Okay, see here. How many carbon atoms are there? 4 carbon atoms. First, let me write those with a single bond. These 3 hydrogens are attached to this carbon atom. So I am writing this. And these 2 hydrogen atoms are attached to this carbon. These 2 hydrogen atoms are attached to this carbon. Again 3 hydrogen atoms are attached. what is the valency of the carbon, students? Valency of the carbon is 4. Means carbon can hold the 4 bonds. Yes, each carbon has satisfied its valency. Got it? Okay, next come to this. Okay, see how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. But we cannot write it in a straight chain because CH3 twice is written in the bracket after this carbon atom. After this carbon atom, if something is written in the bracket, it is understood that these 2 units are attached to this carbon atom. Okay? Yes, CH3. I'll write it. Next, CH. Okay? CH. I'll write it like this. Okay? To this CH, how many CH3s are attached? 2 CH3s are attached. One CH3, another CH3. Next, to this what is attached? CH3 is attached. See here, I shouldn't have written this H because valence is satisfied all here. C. This H can be written either here or here, it doesn't matter. CH3, C. Okay, if something is written in the bracket, it is understood that this belongs to, this has attached to the previous carbon atom. Remember. Okay, see this is. Okay, if you want, you can expand these 3 also. Like this. 3 H's are attached to this. In this way. Yes or no? Or else you can just write as simple. This is the complete structural formula of this compound. However, I am not writing the name of those. Okay, let me take some more examples. Yes, after writing the previous examples, this I have written here C2H2. See, first 2 carbon atoms are there. Okay, and 2 hydrogen atoms. Each hydrogen atom has attached to one carbon atom. See, if you are written like this, the carbon valence is not satisfied here. Yes, how many valencies are satisfied? 1, 2. Only 2 bonds carbon has. How many bonds? It should have actually 4. Then 2 more bonds it is in need of. And it is also in need of 2 more bonds. So what shall I write? Triple bond. 1, 2, 3, 4. This carbon valence is satisfied. 1, 2, 3, 4. This carbon valence is also satisfied. Next, C2H4. Okay. Each carbon atom has the 4 hydrogen atoms. Sorry, 2 hydrogen atoms. Then, to satisfy its valency, it needs 1 bond. Therefore, double bond. Okay. Next, C2H5NH2. C2H5 can also be written as what? CH3, CH2. Yes or no? Okay, CH3, CH2. It is nothing but what? C2H5. To this, NH2 is attached. Amine is. Next to this, you can write again. Okay, write it down in this way. CH3, CH2, and to the CH3, CH2, OH. Here satisfied. Representing the organic compound like this is, this method is called as complete structural formula. Okay, if any organic compound is given, write its complete structural formula, you got to know. Okay, only you have to, it is very easy and you have to take care only when there is a double bond and triple bond. Okay, last one example I take. CH3, CO, CH3. See. C, H3, C, H3. How we got to know that between carbon and oxygen double bond? Because it has satisfied only 2 bonds. It has no hydrogen to satisfy. Only 1 oxygen is there. So, double bond O, acetone. Got it? Okay. Next, CH3, CHO. It is what? Aldehyde. How to write its complete structural formula? CH3 at least we got to know. C double bond O H. C double bond H we cannot write, isn't it? Because hydrogen valence is only 1 and oxygen valence is 2. So oxygen, carbon, hydrogen all have got satisfied with their valencies. This is about the complete structural formulas. Next we'll study how to represent the organic compound by condensed form, condensed structural formula. Complete structural formula we have studied. Now condensed structural formula. In case of condensed structural formula, we abbreviate the complete structural formula just by omitting the covalent bonds, the dashes, the single covalent bond between the carbon to hydrogen. Some of the we can omit, means we can leave writing some of the covalent bonds, or all the we can write the structure by leaving all the covalent bonds. Got it? And one more thing, if the carbon atom has the repeated units of the carbon chain, in the carbon chain, if the repeated unit comes, we can just club them together by counting how many numbers, and we can write it in a bracket by writing the subscript. Okay, when I take the example, you will know. See, first one, condensed means what? We can omit some or all the covalent bonds. We need not to write. See, actually CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Now you can ask, is there not any bond between carbon and this carbon atom? Yes, it is there, but we have written it in a condensed form. We need not to write those all. We need not to show those all bonds. Okay, it is understood here. If I have written like this, means this carbon atom has a joined. Has formed the covalent bond with this carbon atom, which has formed the covalent bond with this carbon atom, this further formed the covalent bond with this carbon atom. It is understood. And each carbon atom has a 3 and this respective number of hydrogen atoms attached to the carbon atoms. Okay, this is an example for condensed structural formula. Got it? Here we are not showing the bonds here. Okay. Second analysis. CH3, CH2, 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 CH3. If it is like this, instead of writing it in this way, I want to condense this formula so that I can omit these bonds also. First I write CH3. Okay, to this CH3. Okay, need not to show this also. Okay, to this CH3, how many CH2 repeated groups are there? 1 CH2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So write it CH2 in the bracket. Okay, out of the bracket 4 as a subscript. If you write the number here, it is called as subscript. If you write the number here, it is called as superscript. Okay, identical groups are written once and the number is represented as a subscript. Okay, lastly CH3. See, while writing the organic reactions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hexane it is. Okay, when hexane reacts with the hydrogen, if I want that reaction to make, I need not to write it a bigger chain. Instead of that, what can I write? CH3, CH2 4 times CH3. Got it? And it is understood that, okay, this chain is continued. Okay? See here, in the previous example when I was discussing about the structural formula, I told if something is written soon after this carbon atom in the bracket, it is understood that it has attached to this carbon atom, but that is not true here. Okay, whenever CH3 is written, it is a branching. But here CH2, if CH2 is written, it is the continuation of the chain, students. Understood? If CH3 twice is written, 2 CH3s are attached here. But here CH2 4 times means that it is the continuation of the chain. Okay, you have to concentrate on such points. It is not CH3, it is not methyl group. It is CH2. Got it? We'll take some more examples for the condensed structural formula. So I have written some examples to write the condensed structural formula. Actually complicated examples only I have taken here. Okay, see. I am not discussing about the naming of these all things. Okay, because we have not studied nomenclature part. Okay, our job is to omit these bonds. CH3, CO, CH2, CH3. This is what? Condensed structural formula. Okay, and here this CH3 and then you write C in the bracket CH3 2 times NH2. See, if it is given like this, you should be able to understand it like this. It is 1 CH3 and to this carbon atom 2 CH3 groups are attached, and to the same carbon atom NH2 is attached like this. This is called as condensed structural formula. Next, see here. Okay, tertiary butane it is. Okay, or also called as isobutane it is. 1, 2, 3, 4 isobutane. CH3, CH, inner bracket CH3, after that CH3, CH, inner bracket CH3. Only one is there, so I need not to write the number 1. Okay, CH3. These are some of the best examples for the to write the condensed structural formula. You got, students? Complete means we are showing all the bonds. Condensed means we are omitting some or all the covalent bonds. Okay, if any repeated units are there, we are writing it in a bracket and describing the number as a subscript. Okay, this is about the condensed structural formulas. Yes, the last method of representation of the organic compounds is bond line structural formula. As the name itself will say, here we will not write the carbon and hydrogen atoms. Okay, in the structure, okay, it is for the further simplification of the condensed structural formula. For the further simplification of the condensed structural formula, chemists will use another method to represent the structures called as bond line structural formula. In this case, we don't show the carbon and hydrogen atoms. Only the bonds between them can be shown. Okay, and we are not showing only carbon and hydrogen, but we have to write if any hetero atoms are present like nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, etc. Okay, and only if these are represented like a line. Okay, the carbon chain is represented in a zigzag fashion. Okay, the terminal of the line, okay, end or beginning of the line represents the methyl group. CH3 is called as what? Methyl group. Okay. C2H5 is called as what? Ethyl group. Means here one hydrogen atom is less to become methane. One hydrogen atom less to become ethane. Therefore, methyl group, ethyl group, like that. Remember. In case of bond line formula, the terminals of the lines represent methyl group. Okay? If any atom is written there, that is different. But if anything is not written, it is kept it as it is, understood that the terminal contains the methyl group. So when we take the examples, we will get to know. CH3, CH2. Okay. What is the name of this one? Ethane, C2H6. How to represent it? The bond line formula of this one is only one line. Because what I said, if nothing is written means the terminals will indicate methyl group. Here one CH3 group, here one CH3 group. Instead of writing this all, and I have already shown that, told that the carbon and hydrogens will not be represented. Therefore, ethane is represented only with the line. Next one, propane. CH3, CH2, CH3. Zigzag fashion. This is one carbon-carbon bond. This is another carbon-carbon bond. This is how we represent the propane. How it is understood? Terminal CH3. Okay. And here it is C. Two bonds are there. Therefore, how many hydrogens are there to satisfy the carbon atom? 2 hydrogens. And again bond terminal CH3. This is nothing but this. Got it? Okay. Okay. And third example, CH, CH3, isobutane. Okay, how to represent this? CH3, CH and CH3. Here, one more line. Yes or no? CH3, 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 CH. Very easy. Okay, this bond line formula is used in writing the reactions or structures in the advanced organic chemistry. Instead of writing the big carbon chains, they have made it, they have simplified it to write the organic reactions. Fourth one, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Yes, try to write the bond line formula of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms are there. Terminals, understood? CH3, CH2, CH, and here it is. Okay, I will try to show it like this. Means it is here CH3. Okay, and again CH2, CH3. This is how the name of this one can be written. Okay. Next examples here is a 2-bromopropane. Don't worry about the naming of the compounds now itself. Okay. I have written here something. CH3, CH, CH3. And if I leave the terminal like this, it indicates the CH3. But what is there at the terminal? Br is there. That should be represented like this. We have to write its condensed structural, bond line structural formula. Next one, if they have asked like this, okay, write the condensed structural formula of this one. If they have given and asked you to write the condensed structural formula, then how you should write? Terminal represents the CH3. Okay, next CH2, CH2, CH, to this Cl is attached, again to this carbon atom CH2, again terminal CH3. See, like this. Chlorine is attached here, Cl. Okay, here how many hydrogens are there? We will not get to know, but we have to write the number of hydrogens in such a way that the valency of the carbon becomes 4. Okay. If a bond line formula is given, you should be able to write its condensed or complete structural formula. And if condensed or complete structural formula is given, you should be able to write its bond line structural formulas. Okay. In case of cyclo compounds, okay, how to write? In our lower classes, you have studied such compounds: CH2, CH2, CH2. Cyclopropane, its bond line formula is just like a triangle. CH2, CH2, CH2. Okay. Next, cyclobutane, CH2, 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 CH2. Okay. Butane, cyclohexane. Let us write the cyclohexane. Okay, it is what? Cyclohexane. How to write its bond line formula? See, don't get confused. It is not benzene, it is a cyclohexane. If I put like this, then it will be benzene. This is how one can represent. Okay. If it is CHCl, if it is like this, what should I write? Cl. Like this. Okay. Last example, C6H5CH3. Write its bond line formula, C6H5CH3. C6H5 means it is nothing but what? Benzene ring. C6H6 is benzene, but one of the hydrogen is replaced by the benzene. Okay, one of the hydrogen is replaced by the methyl group. I need not to mention because terminal of the lines will always indicate what? Methyl group. Therefore, this is the structure of this one, toluene or methyl benzene. Okay. This is about the representation of the organic compounds structures by the complete structural formula, condensed structural formula, as well as bond line structural formulas. Okay. After the structural representation of the organic compounds, we will study three-dimensional representation of organic compounds. Okay. See, organic compounds will be not like always lying on the planes. Okay, they have the 3D structure, three-dimensional structure also. Okay, see, if I want to draw the diagram of this duster on the board, how can I write? Somehow I should make the effort to show its three-dimensional structure like this. Okay. Like this, we will be making effort to show the three-dimensional structure on the two-dimensional board or paper. In the same way, we can use certain methods to show the three-dimensional structure of organic compounds on the board. Okay, then see, to show the three-dimensional structure on the board, we are using certain signs. Okay, wedge. This solid wedge represents towards the bond is towards the observer, away from the plane and towards the observer. It indicates the towards the observer. Okay, if this is the plane, okay, you consider if this is the plane, the bond is like this. You are the observer and one of the bond is like this. That bond is shown with a solid wedge mark. Okay, in such a way that this broader end of the wedge is towards the observer. Okay, next, this is called as dash wedge. Okay, we are showing in a dash mark. First, we have started with the broader and then it becomes small. Okay, okay. This indicates the bond is away from the observer. Okay, means it is a two-dimension. It is a plane of the paper. The bond is behind you. Okay, it is away from the observer, not on the plane. It is this bond shows that towards the observer and away from the observer. Okay, if the bonds are lying on the plane, these are shown just by the simple straight lines. These represents bonds on the plane of the board or plane of the earth. It's a plane, maybe board or paper. Okay, by using such signs, one can imagine the three-dimensional structure of the organic compounds. See, let us take an example. Methane. How is the structure? How can we imagine? These all days, just by writing the structure, we show that like this, isn't it? But it is not true. Not all the bonds are lying on the plane. It is not planar structure. Methane is not a planar structure. How actually it is structured? 2 hydrogen atoms out of 4 are lying in the same plane. So I am showing those 2 hydrogen atoms with a straight line. Okay, and one bond lies away from the observer. That is how we show. Away from the observer. Another bond lies towards the observer. Fill it inside. Solid wedge it is. Yes. This is the three-dimensional, 3D structure of the methane. Okay, when you see this structure, you can imagine. Okay, if it is the plane, carbon is on the plane, 2 hydrogen atoms of the carbon are on the plane, and one is towards the observer, one is away from the observer. Got it? Now you can imagine its structure. Okay, it's a 3-dimensional structure. One can imagine, but if I represent it like this. Okay, you write here. This is away from the observer. This is towards the observer. These 2 are on the line. If the question is asked, write the 3-dimensional structure of the methane. You have to write this. But always remember, the solid wedge indicates the bond towards the observer and this dash wedge indicates bond away from the observer. Yes, students, in today's class, we have studied the different ways of structural representation of the organic compounds, that is complete, condensed and bond line formulas. Okay, after with the certain examples we have studied that. After that, how to represent the structural formulas of the organic compounds in a three-dimensional way. That also we have studied. Okay, and in the next class we begin with the classification of organic compounds. Okay, whatever I had written the examples on the board, hope you are writing. Okay, this all to be written with a pen only. Okay, in the next class we'll start with the classification of the organic compounds, and keep writing the notes. Okay, keep the updating the notes, and also keep the study continuous. Okay, thank you.